Damn. Se vai pegar todo, se vai pegar todo.
You stay here, you record the whole thing.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I need to sleep.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Damn, I never seen a sinkhole.
Sinkhole.
Yeah, I know what it is, but I never seen it. Like in real life. Really?
Maybe his boat is going out too. Look the water, see how much water?
Oh,
see the water coming
yeah.
out of the rock?
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's going down just like that.
Damn. Ven acá y se lo pasa a nosotros. ¿Y si lo pasa a nosotros? Damn. A sinkhole. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, the outback. Probably 5 hours on 41.
Hey, is the dirt guy over there?
goes.
There it goes.
Was dispatched on an investigation of a depression, and upon their arrival at 7:36, they found that the depression had actually already taken the boat and was starting to move into the direction of the house. Shortly thereafter, the house located at 21835, again that's 21835, went into the sinkhole, and then later on, about an hour later, the second address, again 21835, ended up going in as well. You can see the scene behind us. There were no injuries. Pasco Fire Rescue did remove 2 animals from one of the homes, but as far as there are no injuries, we have evacuated, voluntarily evacuation. We evacuated 11 homes. So we do have notices on those 11 homes that we believe that they are unsafe, and the building inspector has actually tagged them. So what does that mean? Until they are deemed to be safe, the residents will not be allowed to go back in there. So again, that's from our building official. The agencies that we have on scene as of now, we have obviously the Pasco Sheriff's Office, Pasco Fire Rescue, Pasco Emergency Management, Pasco Road and Bridge, Pasco Building Inspections, the American Red Cross, Duke Energy, Spectrum, and a host of private companies that have been involved in this particular home before. There was a sinkhole here in the past. I do not have the date of that particular sinkhole. That's why we are now calling it a sinkhole, because it was a sinkhole deemed by geologists in the past. We are awaiting the arrival of 2 geologists from the state who will obviously start their investigation upon their arrival. At this point in time, we will continue to maintain about a 200-foot perimeter off the edge of this particular sinkhole, and as it progresses, then we will continue to back that up by about 200 feet. The Sheriff's Office, I will let them speak a little bit more to what they're doing, their operations, but I will say this: they have, in essence, stopped people from coming into this neighborhood at my request. I'm trying to keep the people that live here, let them get in and out. The people that don't live here, we're going to keep you out of this neighborhood. So with that information, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jared Hill, let him come up and talk a little bit about the Sheriff's Office operations, and then I'm going to have Training Chief Sean Whited come up after him. Jared.
Thanks, Kevin. So we're setting up a command center just down the street here. We have officers starting to widen our perimeter a little bit. We do have a lot of residents that are coming over to look on bicycles, golf carts, and things that don't live here. We're asking everybody to stay off of the street and back from here. Our volunteers and our deputies are starting to block the area off.
Hi, Sean White from Fire Rescue. Right now, we're still here just in a support role. We're here to make sure no one gets any injuries or anything like that. And we're just kind of waiting for Mother Nature to finish doing her thing so we can assist in the mitigation of this situation. Kevin?
So I literally just got a new update from the state of Florida. Their State of Florida Division of Emergency Management, our regional coordinator, is here assisting me with monitoring situations. And behind the address at 21825, the sinkhole is continuing to grow, and it just took the pool in to the sinkhole with it as we were doing this media conference. So I will say this: when we finish this, and I know we're going to try to go live at 12, we are going to need to push back beyond the next tape over there. So we're going to have a quick breakdown and a quick setup again. With that, do we have any short questions that we can address? We'll start with Channel 8.
Yeah, Paul Mueller from News Channel 8. You told us we could see what's happened right there, but give us the dimensions and size, if you will. Earlier you said you were really unsure how deep this is, but given the looks of it, that must be pretty deep.
So right now we're looking at an approximately 200-foot wide sinkhole, and the geology reports from the last time they mediated this particular sinkhole estimated the depth at 50 feet. Now, again, that's an estimation, but we believe that's probably very true because we've had portions of this house go into the sinkhole, and you cannot see that portion of the house any longer. So we are believing that it is probably a good 50 feet deep. We are, as we see encroachment towards this lake, we are expecting it to continue to grow. We are going to shut, I don't know if Jared talked about this because I was getting that update, but we are going to shut down the lake boating traffic as well in this particular lake.
Put a Marine patrol there.
Right. So again, the Marine unit will be over there taking care of that. So to your point, Paul, it's about 200 feet wide. We're estimating about 50 feet deep at this point. It is continuing to grow in the direction of this lake and in this particular direction here.
How terrifying, how frightening for the people who live here. We've been here, we've watched this. We've watched the house go into the ground.
So,
we've watched the road go into the asphalt.
So one of the things that we have done, and we did immediately, the folks on Engine 23 as well as the first responding sheriff's deputies, we got people out of harm's way. So there is no life safety issue right now. We've got the life safety issue taken care of. And it was frightening. I guarantee you the people that were coming out of these houses were frightened. We're now at a situation where we're trying to conserve property, but again, Mother Nature is going to take what Mother Nature is going to take. So we're trying to save lives, conserve property this time, wait for the scene to stabilize out. That's where we're at in the response.
How fast would you say this is?
So when in the first, I would say, Sean, you're probably going to need to help me on this, probably within the first hour, this grew probably 50 to 100 feet. It is significantly slowed down since then. Over, I'll say the last hour, it's only probably grown maybe 6 feet in each direction, with the pool probably 6, maybe 10. Any other questions?
What does that say to you overall then? Are we seeing a slowdown?
So, well, what does it say to me as the emergency management person for the county? It says that I need to continue. I've got an active sinkhole and I need to take protective actions, continue taking protective actions. I'm not a sinkhole specialist. That's what we're waiting on now. They will let us know how this is progressing. I will tell you, we talked to one geologist on the phone that's been watching the media coverage, and he did ask us to take, and for safety reasons, completely take everyone out of the path between the sinkhole and the lake, because what he was seeing from the news media was this could open up in a matter of seconds, all at one time. So we took his advice. Obviously, he's the expert, and we went ahead and cleared that entire area out.
What are you telling homeowners? If they go in, are you advising them to take as much as they can from their homes?
Right. So in all of the homes that we have asked people to evacuate, voluntarily evacuate, we did, as long as it was safe to do so, we allowed them to get those valuables out. You know, pictures, insurance policy, bank records, the normal things that we would ask people to have in a go kit, and take that with them. They've been allowed to go in there and get that out. Some of our firefighters, some of our sheriff's deputies actually helped them get their stuff out of their home. We did have somebody looking out for their safety, but we did assist those residents getting out of their home. And what we've asked the people just beyond the perimeters now is you should start collecting those things now in case we need to come to you and have you evacuate very quickly. So hopefully people are heeding our warning and getting that information, or I'm sorry, getting that information together and ready to go on a moment's notice.
Everyone in between the two yellow crime scene tape areas, no one is in those homes right now. Just
that is correct. No one is in the homes between the yellow crime scene tape, with the exception of this home. Those folks are still getting their belongings together to get out of the immediate area.
And even though this is slowing down, as you said, you're still going to go with that 100 feet by 100 feet, just out of an abundance of caution?
Right. Out of an abundance of caution, and of course, as I said, while we're doing this media stand up here, we've had it come another 6 to 10 feet closer, so we are getting ready to push this perimeter back another driveway, which is about 75 to 100 more feet. I'm sorry? So the homes behind have also been tagged, and we have officers and folks stationed on Canal monitoring that situation there. Next question.
Since it's so big, who's going to be responsible for mitigating this sinkhole?
So typically what we do is, just like any other disaster, we start with insurance. So we'll be contacting the homeowners and the insurance that where the sinkhole originated, and then we will move to those next levels. You know, there's obviously another county administrator standing behind me, but the county's going to have to make some investments here. We understand that. Obviously, the road belongs to the county. We're going to be working with the homeowners, working through this over the next several months, and I think we need to establish that right now. There will be a presence of emergency management, sheriff's office representatives here for probably the next several weeks. All right? Any other questions?
So you're saying we can stay here through 12 o'clock?
No, so what we're going to do is, since there are no other questions, we got about 18 minutes to the top of the hour. So what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to have one of our deputies, do you mind checking with this homeowner to see if we can use their driveway for 12 o'clock, if you don't mind?
All right, so there you have been listening to county officials right now as they try to adjust as far as where we can be as the media reporting this to you, because as he just said, the area is moving. But again, the good news here is that this area, the sinkhole, is moving slower than we had reported earlier, than he had told us. But again, very unstable situation, as you heard. That's the house that they were talking about, right down there. You can see it, you can't miss it. That house is halfway into the ground. That sinkhole, we're told, at last check, is 200 feet wide, 50 feet deep. That house, completely damaged, completely destroyed. The house next to it on the left, that orange house right there, that is 50% destroyed. Now, we were told by the family who lives in that orange house that they were actually inside the house when they heard things started cracking, and they ran outside. And you remember the gentleman just said that no one was injured. That is the good thing in this case. But again, this is a very unstable and it's a very active scene right here, right now. The first call coming in, I believe we can see live shots from Eagle 8 HD if we could put those up there. The first call coming into 911 at 7:21 this morning, someone happened to notice a boat behind that house sinking into the ground, and then within 15 minutes that boat was in the ground. That home started going into the ground, and then the next home started to go into the ground. So it was a very quick process, and it happened so quickly. And right now they have, again, 11 homes here completely evacuated, and neighbors here, they are certainly on edge, and they told them to be ready at a moment's notice to get out of here, because they want to make sure that no one is injured out of all this. We're here on the scene. We'll continue to monitor it for you and have the latest at WFLA.com and first at 4. Back to you.
And in Florida, neighbors have evacuated from the site of a massive sinkhole. It opened up this morning and rapidly expanded to more than 200 feet, swallowing up a pair of homes. And now several other houses are also threatened nearby. We get more from NBC's Kerry Sanders.
Early this morning, neighbors just outside of Tampa, Florida, startled by a sharp, crackling sound. The earth had opened beneath them, a dangerous sinkhole quickly growing.
There's a sinkhole right next to our neighbor's house, and it's literally eating the house, like, completely.
Look at that. It's a sinkhole.
Jose Rodriguez and his family at first didn't understand what was happening, but then scrambled to safety as the walls in their homes cracked and the floors buckled under their feet.
The first time I didn't know what to do, actually. I just saw the house. It was bouncing, cracking, falling apart.
The sinkhole is now 225 feet in diameter, approximately 50 feet deep, and growing as residents in nearby homes evacuate.
Unfortunately, I don't think people in this community are going to sleep peacefully for a couple weeks.
This part of Florida is known as Sinkhole Alley. In 2013, just an hour away, another massive sinkhole swallowed a man after it opened beneath his bedroom. His body was never found. Florida's sandy soil sits on top of a layer of clay and a layer of limestone. Circulating water from too much rain or drought can dissolve the underground layers, causing the earth to give way. And when that happens, usually without warning, everything, including homes, go down as the earth collapses. Tonight, with 2 homes already gone and 9 homes evacuated because they're in the path of this growing sinkhole, the question is, when will it stabilize and stop growing? And the experts here say making that call could take weeks. Lester?
What an awful scene there. Kerry Sanders, thank you.